Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chitchats and Crowns. My name is Melly. I am here to answer all of your questions free on Discord for any manifestation questions you have, quantum leaping, and just manifesting your dream life. All right, everyone. Hello. Okay, let me see. I think I have a question here already. Cool, cool. Okay. Hi. Let's see. Hello. I wanted to ask how to stay consistent when the 3D pushing things in your face, like circumstances, and 3D isn't changing. Well, the first thing you want to stop is the bleeding, and the bleeding is you saying things are not changing. Remember, awareness is a big thing. So what we put our awareness or where we put our focus, we are going to get more proof of that. So the quantum field is going to come in and say, okay, I'll give you more of whatever it is that you're focusing on. So the very first thing you want to do is stop the bleeding. You have to have mental diet. Mental diet is you have to stop saying, thinking, or putting your focus on anything that is not in alignment. And things that are not in alignment is saying things like, why is there no movement? Why have I been doing this for so long and nothing happens? Why is this taking so long? It's been X amount of time and I see no improvement, etc. You have to stop the bleeding. And right there, I could tell you 3D isn't changing. That will keep you where you're at, where nothing's changing. Nothing is going to change for you because that is a very strong, um, passionate, and I think some of you guys are very passionate about what you don't want. And when you have that kind of emotional charge towards like, well, nothing's changing, the quantum field is going to come in and say, okay, here's more of proof for that. So it doesn't care about anything else. It just cares about your end goal. And your end right now is, well, nothing's changing. Okay, well, I'll show you proof. And the problem is when you don't stop the bleeding with the mental diet, and you just allow yourself to go on autopilot throughout the whole day and you're not paying attention to where your focus is going, if 60-70% of your time you feel bad, it's most likely because your thoughts are not where they need to be. They're not in alignment. Because if during the day you're constantly feeling bad, you're constantly missing, you're constantly in lack, or you're constantly noticing, you'll know that you know that your thoughts are not where they need to be or they're not in alignment when you're constantly thinking things that you shouldn't. So when you're thinking about lack, when you're thinking about missing a person, when you're like, if for example with SP, you start to miss them, so you start to feel bad. You start to think, maybe you're not even paying attention, but you start to think like, man, they haven't texted me, and I've been affirming this whole time only to like not see them. Oh, and they're online and they're completely ignoring me, so they must not be thinking about me. And you're not even noticing you're having all of these thoughts of lack, which are in contradiction to the identity of already having. All of these things matter. People think that they don't matter, but they matter. So if you don't stop the bleeding, if you don't have a strict mental diet, everybody talks. If you go to the Reddit, if you go to Reddit and you start looking at the success stories, people tell you like, well, I was doing for months and months, I was doing techniques. Yeah, but but they were like, but during the rest of the day, I was spiraling, I was wavering, I was doubting, and I was like, thinking everything opposite of what I was doing with the technique. It doesn't matter if you do the technique when the rest of the hours of the day you're thinking like crap, so you're feeling like crap, right? What's going to overpower? I always talk to you guys about mental diet. Mental diet is like a regular diet. Don't come to me and tell me I'm gonna go to the gym for an hour, but then I'm gonna binge 10, 20,000 calories during the day. I'm gonna eat like crap. What's going to happen? Are you gonna be surprised when you don't lose weight or when you gain weight? But Amelia, I went to the gym for an hour. Yeah, so it's the same thing with mental diet. You can't tell me you did a technique and you've been doing a technique religiously, and then like during the rest of the hours you're constantly contradicting what you want. But Melly, I try to have the best mental diet that I can, but the 3D what? You rather pay attention to the 3D. You rather pay attention to being unblocked, to being blocked. You rather pay attention that they ghosted you. You rather spiral. You rather get angry with the 3D. You rather put your focus on the 3D rather than have the discomfort and just allow yourself to feel the discomfort and be like, you know what, this 3D fucking sucks, but I'm going to put my focus where it needs to go. I already have what I want. I already have what I want. Yes, I feel like crap. Yes, I don't like how this feels. Yes, I'm acknowledging that my 3D is less than favorable right now. It sucks. But I already have what I want. I already have what I want. I am source. I am source and I have what I want. I'm already in the desired reality where I have what I want. You would notice that if you were to do that, those feelings that you were having, where you were feeling anxious and when you were feeling like nothing's working out in your favor, are gonna subside. Because you are telling your body you are safe. It's okay for you to feel the way that you feel, but you're not gonna feel like this forever. So we're going to think about what we want. And I already have what I want. I already have the relationship that I want. I already have the money that I need to pay off everything. I already have the job that I desire. No, but the 3D is telling me something different. Your body's feeling, okay, well, it's okay, body. It's okay. It's okay for us to feel this way, but it's not going to be like this forever. And when you soothe yourself and you tell yourself that and you refocus, you're going to notice that you don't feel like shit anymore. But people don't do that. People instead go off, and you've seen it here in this Discord, which I don't know. Sometimes I wonder why the fuck I allow you guys to do that, because I should not allow you guys to come here and vent every fucking day and and complain about the things that you're seeing, because that's why some people don't improve. That's why some people don't improve, because they feel like they can come in and start complaining about the same thing over and over and they never get better. But that's what I'm there for. And that's why I may sound like a total bitch sometimes when I answer, because it's like you guys need a wake up call. You guys need a freaking wake up call sometimes, where it's like you need to stop the bleeding. And you only stop the bleeding with mental diet. Mental diet is not a feelings diet. It's not an emotions diet. It's not you suppressing your emotions and not having fucking emotions. Nobody ever said that. You guys can have emotions. You guys can feel your emotions. You guys can acknowledge your emotions. You guys can allow them to go through your body, to get out of your body. You guys are allowed to cry. You guys are allowed to get angry. All of those, every emotion, validate it. It's okay to have emotions. Validate it. Validate yourself. Stop expecting your SP to come in and tell you, oh, it's okay for you to feel sad, you poor baby. Because that's what you guys want. You want your SP to come and talk to you like a little fucking baby. Oh, you poor baby, you poor you. You're so sad. That's what you guys want. Validate yourself. Tell yourself that. Talk to yourself like a baby if you need it so much. You talk to yourself like that. Go to the mirror and be like, you poor baby. You're going to see how fucking stupid it feels. Because you know what? You don't even want that. You don't want your SP to come in and treat you like a little fucking baby. That's what you think you want. You think you want that validation. But you don't really want that, because if you were in the mirror staring at yourself, you wouldn't want to hear that. You would want to hear you're strong. You're freaking wonderful. You got this. Yeah, it sucks right now. Yes, it sucks. Yes, 3D sucks. You can go to the mirror and do that. Yes, it sucks right now. It's okay for you to cry. It's okay for you to miss whatever you're missing. It's okay. You guys can do that, but then look in the mirror and tell yourself you're going to be fine. You've been fine. You've been surviving. You've been doing great. You gotten to this point and you're going to make it out fine. Do that in the mirror. You guys are some of you guys want your SP to come and do all of that for you. How fucking lazy are you? How lazy are you that you want your SP to come and do all that for you? No, do that for yourself. Do that for yourself. Your SP doesn't need to do all of this for you and give you the validation that you need. You need to do that for yourself. You guys need to do that for yourself. And the same thing goes with money. The same thing goes with career. Oh no, see. Sorry, guys. So You guys need to do that for yourself. What do you suggest we should do when we are applying for jobs while settling into a new identity and we keep getting rejection? You don't focus on the rejection. You don't focus on the rejection. Why would I focus on the rejection? I would just be like, okay, so this didn't work out. The next one's going to be it. The next one's going to be it. Why wouldn't it? When have you seen a person been are the only way you're not going to get a job is if you think that you really suck and there's nothing you can offer any employer whatsoever. So why would I believe that I'm not going to get a job? I'm going to get a job regardless. And even if I get a job right now and maybe it's not the most ideal, I'm going to get a better job right after, because if I could get that job, then I can get another job. And I can get this job and I can get that job. That's how you see yourself when you're sinking into the identity. Why would I focus on what I don't want? It just makes no fucking sense. That's the law of assumption. The law of assumption is the law of fucking sense, common sense, which people seem to lack. It's common sense. If I don't want to be rejected more, I'm not going to focus on rejection. I'm going to be like, okay, this one didn't work out, but the next one's it. The next one's it. I already know. Well, I keep applying and nothing keeps happening. No shit. Well, you keep saying nothing's happening. Well, I keep applying, I keep getting rejected. Well, no shit. You keep saying you keep getting rejected. You think all of this shit doesn't matter, that you guys are what you guys are thinking? It matters. It fucking matters. Well, I keep getting rejected, Melly. Yeah, and that's what you keep thinking. Why don't you start saying everybody wants me, all employers want me? But that's a lie, Melly, because I keep getting rejected. Well, I don't care. Tell yourself what you want to see, because eventually the quantum field is going to have to respond and it's going to have to make you improve you right. Say what you want. Words are so fucking powerful. You guys don't understand. I don't think you guys are understanding how powerful our words are. I don't think you're understanding how powerful your thoughts are. I really don't think you understand how powerful all of these things that come from your mind. And when there's coherence with your heart and then the emotions you start to put towards those thoughts, and then you say those words with a passion, I don't think you understand how powerful that is. I don't really think you guys do. Because if you guys did, you would not allow any fucking word that goes against your desire to come out of your fucking mouth. Or you would not allow yourself to write anything on the Discord that you do not want to happen. You wouldn't allow yourself to do that. You would not allow yourself to do that. Because you would be like, words are fucking spells. Why would I write my spell against myself? You know what I mean? Why would I write this spell against myself? Melly, nothing is happening to me and like nothing's working out for me. Melly, like the 3D is slapping me in my face and nothing's working out. So like I see no movement and it's been so hard for me. You're writing that spell for yourself. That's what you're doing. That's what you guys are doing. I don't think you guys are understanding how these words are affecting you. And the people that write it with more passion, like Melly, like it's just been like the worst. Oh, my life has been so miserable, and my SP is doing all this, and it's making me feel blah 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 blah. I don't think you guys are understanding how much more you're creating that for yourself. You're aligning to that reality where you're not gonna leave from. I really don't think you guys understand how impactful words are. Like, you guys have no idea. I may feel like shit some days because I see circumstances in my face that I may not like, but I do everything possible to put my awareness where I need it to be. And I try my hardest. I try my hardest to not say words that go against what I desire. And sometimes I get stuck. Sometimes I get stuck because there's people around me. Sometimes like I'm like working with certain people, and those certain people will tell me like, man, life is hard right now because of the situation or the politics. And man, life is hard with the money right now. And sometimes I have to catch myself that I am agreeing with them. And being in agreement with someone about shit like that will also align you with that kind of reality. So sometimes I have to go home, or I have to think, I'm like, man, I should not be agreeing with stuff like that. I should not be saying things like that, like, oh yeah, life is hard right now, or yeah, life is scary. Or like, I should not be agreeing, because I don't want to be in that reality. And I have to catch myself, and I have to be like, I have to notice how I'm feeling, because sometimes when I'm talking to people and we're talking about the political situation or things that are going on right now, and I start to notice that I'm starting to feel scared, and then I'm starting to feel like I don't know what's going to happen, and then I'm feeling a little anxious, and I'm like, oh, no wonder I'm feeling anxious, because I'm thinking that way. I'm allowing myself, and I'm accepting what they're saying as true. So I'm allowing myself to feel that way. So I'm going to stay stuck in that reality that I don't want to be in. And then I have to catch myself and go back to my mental diet. No, I am in the reality, or I am in the right timeline. I am in the right timeline. I'm in a peaceful timeline. I'm in a reality where people care about each other, where people are being successful, where people are allowed to succeed, where people are living their lives happily, where we have a great leaders. And I have to start telling myself that. Do I believe it? Absolutely fucking not. I don't believe it, but I'm gonna keep telling myself that, because I wanna go to that timeline. I don't wanna stay in a timeline where things suck. And I think you guys have to know, you guys have to notice that for yourself. I notice that for myself. Like, I notice when my body is not feeling good. I've noticed when when I'm feeling a little anxious. I notice just when I'm feeling good, I notice. Because feeling bad or feeling anxious or feeling not great is not normal for me anymore. Back then it used to be normal. Like years ago when I didn't know about the law, feeling like crap, feeling anxious, feeling depressed, feeling stressed, that was my normal. But now I don't. Now I feel at peace. Now I feel calm. Now I feel like not stressed. Even when situations, I'm telling you, I get 3D stuff too. I get stuff that I don't like. I get circumstances that I don't like. But I notice when I'm not in alignment, because I notice how my body reacts. I notice I start to get a little stressed. And if I even feel like a little stressed, I know I'm not thinking how I'm supposed to be thinking. You have to get to know yourself when you're doing that too. Because if you guys are on autopilot and just thinking whatever the hell you want without noticing what is it, whether it's an alignment for you or not, or if you're okay to feel like to allow yourself to feel bad the whole day without checking why you're feeling bad or what thoughts are causing that, that's gonna be your normal. You're never gonna notice that you're out of alignment. You're never to you, normal is anxiety, depression, and stress and lack. And that used to be my baseline. That's the baseline we all start with when we start in this journey. Our baseline is stress, depression, anxiety. But that should not be your baseline. That's not how we were brought up in this world. All right, next. Sorry guys. I went on a rant there. Melly, I have a question. So I've been focusing more on myself and talking to other girls, and actually going on a date with someone tomorrow. Congratulations, Ruffle. I'm not as focused on my SP as I used to be. Would that affect my manifestation? I still want my SP, but in a sense, I'm okay with her or someone better. It will not affect it. It should actually help you, because you're no longer hyper focus on SP. Sometimes we don't notice, but when we're like being very hyper focused on that SP, sometimes we might not notice when we have these little micro thoughts of like, oh, why hasn't she done this, or why hasn't she blah blah blah, how long. Sometimes we don't notice those little micro thoughts, and those could be very they can affect you too. So I would say when you're out there dating someone else, it should help you, because you're no longer hyper focused on that. So you're not giving all of you're not really like super focused on your SP, where you could be wondering the lack, more like focus on the lack of the SP, because you could be hyper focused on SP as long as your obsession or when you're thinking about your SP is only what you want to see. But the problem is most people don't do that. You know what I mean? Like most people don't just focus on like, oh, SP loves me, SP wants to be with me, SP is like loving me, and I'm feeling so in love with SP. Most people don't do that. Most people like they flip-flop. So sometimes going out with other people will help you not focus on the lack of that SP. And not only that, but I think it will help you see how your self-concept has improved. Because if you have been working on your self-concept, then you're going to start to see that with other people, how that's working out. They're going to start to reflect that. So when you're going out with other people and they're flirting with you or like show reflecting or mirroring back your new self-concept, you should be thinking like, if this is happening with this person, of course my SP is going to be the freaking same. Of course my SP is going to mirror back all of this too. She's not different. When you stop pedestalizing your SP and thinking like there's some kind of like, oh my gosh, like this being that's so high up there that you cannot, that person's an exception. And when you start to think, well, if all of these girls are into me like this and they're all like flirting with me and they're all doing this for me, they all want to be with me, why wouldn't my SP? They're not different. They're not that special. I mean, they're special because we have labeled them as special. We have made them special. The only reason NSP is a specific person and is special is because that's how we label them. We have given them that thing that makes them special. You label them as special. Nobody's special to you until you decide that they are. So when you start to like like bring them down from that pedestal and you start to think like, well, of course they're also going to think that about me. If all these other girls are doing the same, why wouldn't my SP? Then it'll give you a better chance for your SP to like do the same, if that makes sense. So I would say it should help you more. As long, here's the only way it will not help you is if you start to feel guilty and shame that you're dating other people right now. If you start to feel guilty about dating other people and like, oh man, I really shouldn't be doing this because I should be focusing on my specific person. And then what if my specific person finds out that I'm dating someone else and then they're gonna think that blah 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 blah, then it's not gonna help you. You need to do it as if it was your highest excitement. Like, I'm going to go meet new people. I'm going to see how these people treat me and see what my self-concept baseline is right now. And do I like how my self-concept is? So is what I'm getting mirror back what I like? Is this what I would want with my specific person? If not, if I want like more of this, more of that, then I need to change my self-concept to that and like become that identity so that people will mirror that back. So when my SP comes back, I also want her to mirror that. See, you have to start treating it like an experiment kind of, but you have to be careful, like I said. You can't feel guilty for what you're doing. That's the only way it's going to affect your manifestation if you start feeling guilty about it. All right, let's see. Hi, Melly. Why is consistency a mental diet feeling heavy? And what if we have thoughts for SP, but you saw something, or maybe you had a bad day? Why does it affect my affirmations? I have been so busy in my life, like forgetting the connection between my SP, and I don't want that. Mental diet shouldn't feel heavy because mental diet is just like, it's like I said, it's like a food diet. Like you're just not going to, you decide not to put your focus on that. Like, yeah, sometimes like dieting obviously is not fun because it's not fun. Because obviously sometimes you want a burger and then you see the salad and you have to eat the salad instead and you're like, ugh. Well, that's the same way with mental diet. Sometimes we get addicted to the drama. Some people are very addicted to drama or they're very addicted to the misery because it's normal. It's something that they have normalized in their life. So sometimes when you don't have drama and you're at peace, that feels boring. So sometimes you want the drama. Some people even do that. Like they do that with their specific person. Like once they have their specific person, like they cannot stay still. Like in the sense of like they cannot just enjoy the relationship. They have to be looking for drama. I don't know if you notice, but we become those type of people like, oh, like the relationship can't be just this good. Like there has to be drama. Because if it's too good, like, oh, we're going out maybe on a weekend or we're doing this together or blah 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 blah. It just feels too calm. It just feels like no, something's gonna break. And you're looking for things to break sometimes. So you're looking for you're trying to look for things that will make you feel like shit. I'm sorry, some people are just like that. Some people like to do that. Let me look for proof because life is just too boring right now. It's too peaceful. It's too it's too quiet. I need drama. Let me look for the drama. And so you look for stuff to get pissed off at, just to feel something. Some people tend to do that. I'm not saying that you're one of them, but maybe look into that. Maybe look into like, am I looking for things to feel because I just feel like I'm not feeling enough? And maybe I need to look for drama or I need to look for something because like my old patterns, I used to like being anxious and I used to like being stressed, and my body's craving that stress, it's craving that anxiety that I used to have before for my specific person. And I just can't, like I have to like have that. But that's when you have to do like a pattern disruption. You got to disrupt those patterns, that thing that makes your body want to act out, like, oh, let me go look for something that, like, let's see what my SP is doing, and like if he's doing something better than me, or if he's like feeling like if he's happy in a picture, then oh, I'm gonna feel bad now. It's a pattern. It's a pattern. So you have to disrupt those patterns. You have to be like, no, like if for some reason I go and check my SP stuff, like I should not be reactive to what I see. If I'm seeing that, then that means I'm going to observe it and be like, if I see that, even like if I see my SP with a third party, that means I am still in alignment for some reason with a reality that's putting me there where my SP is with a third party. So I can only observe it. Why am I going to react? Why am I going to act mad and angry at something I'm aligning to? There's nothing you can do. Whatever you saw, there's nothing you could do about it. It's like you getting angry at the movie that you press play on and it's already playing. Like, why are you yelling at the fucking TV? Or why are you getting angry at the TV? Getting angry at the TV is not going to change the movie, is it? If I'm like watching a movie, I'm playing play on the movie. I put that movie on. It's already playing. That movie has already been created, by the way. The actors already got paid for it. The actors already acted on it. It was already edited. And it's in your fucking TV now so you can watch it. Why are you yelling at the fucking TV? Stop, TV. You're making me so angry, TV. I feel so angry that I'm watching this. I am so angry. I am so upset. Yeah, what's that gonna do? What is that gonna do? What do you think you're doing with that? I am so angry that this movie keeps playing the things that I don't like to watch. So angry at this. But you don't take what are you doing? You're not taking away the movie. You're still watching it angrily. So all you're doing is staying there playing that same movie over and over and getting angry about it. That's what you're doing when you guys do that. When you guys are like, I saw something and it made me stop, and I'm gonna complain about it right now because I just want to complain about it because it just made me really upset. And I'm upset right now. And I'm upset. And I'm upset. And I'm upset. That's what some of you guys come and do at the Discord, at the chats. Like, I don't know why this happened. Blah 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 blah. Complain, 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 complain. All that's doing is you're not taking the movie away. You're leaving the movie on, and you're gonna keep seeing the movie, and you're there watching it and being angry about it. The only way to change the movie is by you observing and say, I don't like that movie. That movie is freaking boring and annoying. I'm gonna change the channel. SP so in love with me. I'm in a wonderful relationship with SP. Yeah, it's a lie. You don't have that. I don't care. I'm gonna go watch that movie. I'm gonna wait till it's made. The actors, because the movement happens when you're not seeing it. Everything's happening behind the scenes, so the movie's getting made. I don't need to worry that I'm not seeing it yet. My job is just to wait for that movie. I have the trailer already. I know how it ends. I know how the movie ends. And it ends with me being with that specific person worshiping the ground that I fucking walk on, loving me because I am the best. Why am I the best? Well, because I have all of these qualities and traits that they love. Why are they the best? Because they are like this and this and this. This is the new version that I am entertaining and that I am falling in love with more every fucking day. Well, right now you don't have a job. You have no money and everybody's telling you that you're fucking lazy because you're not getting a job. And it's so hard to get a job right now. And you're not gonna get it. Because the political climate is so bad right now and it's just nobody's hiring. I don't care. I already have the trailer and I already have the movie that I want to watch. That movie is about a girl who or a guy who has the most wonderful lucrative job ever, and he or she loves waking up and every morning to go to that job because she has amazing coworkers, or they work remotely because he or she always wanted to work remotely and now they're working remotely and they love that job and they love the freedom that they have while they work remotely and they love their boss and the boss is fucking amazing. See, that's how you change the movie. That's how you change the movie. Not by complaining and hyper focusing on the movie that right now that you're watching that you don't like and crying about it. And like I said, I'm not telling you to suppress your feelings. Fucking cry about it, but focus on the movie that you want. Because complaining about it and crying about the current movie and saying, Melly, why is he doing this to me? God, I hate this. Nothing's changing for me for self. It's not gonna do nothing for you except keep you where you're at. Keeping you watching the same fucking old boring movie that you fucking hate. That's all that's going to do for you. That's all that's doing. If you don't change the movie, if you don't change the movie in your mindset, it can't get made. And that's why you stay stuck watching the same old fucking boring movie that you dislike. That's what it does. Once you made the movie in your mind, once you have decided, I am the person who is madly in love with my specific person, and they are madly in love with me, and we have a mutual loving relationship where we're both fucking crazy about each other and we both show it. Once you have that movie made in your mind, you don't have to hyper focus on it if you don't want to. But if you are the type of person that's obsessive and that hyper focuses on your SP and that loves doing that, by all means make sure that fucking movie makes sense and that you're only playing that movie in your mind until it gets made and it plays on your 3D. If you're the type that you are too busy, like me, I'm the type of person that I'm too busy to be hyper focused on my desires. If you're like me and you're too busy for that, you don't need to fucking continuously remember that movie. It's already getting made. Trust that it's getting made. You just got to trust it. I already put in the order. I just gotta trust it. It's getting made. Let me go on with my life as long as I'm not interrupting the movie being made by saying that it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna work. Why isn't it working? Where is it? As long as I'm not doing that, I'm fine. I'm fine. It's the movie's getting made in the background. It's getting made, so I don't need to worry about it. You could be both 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 type of people, the obsessive type, hyper focused type that love focusing on their SP and they're obsessed about their SP. They can manifest their SP. The people that don't have time to focus on their SP because they're too busy living their life and enjoying their life and they don't really care too much about thinking about their SP, they can also manifest their SP. Anyone can manifest their SP as long as they're not opposing the desire and as long as they're not focusing on the wrong shit. That's it. That's all it is. You don't have to detach if you don't want to. You could be obsessive about your SP, or you don't have to be obsessive about your SP, and you can have a life. You can be either or, and you can still manifest your SP, and you can still manifest a job. You want to hyper focus and be obsessed over the job that you want. You want to keep going to look at at the job board and you want to obsess about the job board, you want to keep going and looking at that, go look at it. But do it while you're playing the movie that you already have the job. It's okay to obsess as long as your obsession is you already having it. It's okay to forget about the desire as long as you're not during the day wondering why you haven't gotten it yet. Both ways are fine. You can manifest in any way. Really, manifestations the clearest and the easiest if we make it easy. And the only part when it's not easy is because sometimes we're not noticing that we're opposing our desire by wondering where it is. I'm telling you, because I've done that before. Sometimes I'm like, oh, like, why hasn't this happened yet? Well, how come it's taking so long? Why am I getting the 3D? And you have to kind of nudge yourself back to the movie that you want. You got to nudge yourself back. I was doing the same thing recently with money, and I was like, oh my gosh, like suddenly I was starting to like not get as much money for that week, and I was like this week is like I've been like pretty like not getting as much money as I was making before. What's going on? And I started to notice the lack. I had to remind myself that's not the movie that I want to see. I want to see Melissa who's abundant, who can buy whatever the fuck she wants, who can take her family out to expensive lunches, to who can just go ahead and spend money on this and that. And that's the movie I want. I'm already that. I'm already that. I'm already that. Even though I was getting scared. So I reminded myself of the movie that I wanted to see. All of a sudden, I had someone do a coaching thing that wanted they were wanting like 3 hours worth of coaching, and they paid for something more. All of a sudden, I was expecting more money from my consulting business, and no, I ended up getting way more money for my coaching for that one time, but I wasn't expecting that. But because I turned to the movie of what I wanted, I ended up getting like $1,000 extra just that week. So it's like you have to, when you're not focusing on the movie you want, you have to remind yourself that's not the movie that I want to see. Let me. I know the other movie's getting made, and I can't wait. And you know what? You're excited because you can't wait for that movie or that show to come up, and it's fine. But right now I have the trailer anyway. I know how it ends. So let me play the trailer for a bit. Let me play the ending for a bit, until it starts showing up. Still, I can see the movie in my 3D. All right, next question. Hello, Melly. My birthday is coming very soon, like in 10 days. Can I manifest my SP in these 10 days? Never managed to manifest them for 2 years. There's long-term 3P too. When you're doing time frame, you're already separated from the desire. Like you having like a mindset of, well, I want to manifest this thing in 10 days, it's creating separation already, because someone who already has it wouldn't be thinking, well, I would like to manifest this person in 2 or 3 or 4 days or 10 days or 1 month. They wouldn't be thinking that way. So that already creates separation, which is going to put you in the movie where you continue to be separated from them. So anytime there's a time frame like that, when you're focused on, I would like to do this in a certain amount of time, you're already creating separation. The only way to manifest something where there's like a time crunch, you have to not care about the time. And that's the hard part, because you want something in a time crunch. So if you care about the time frame, there's separation. Then separation exists. That's the only problem with time frames or time crunches, is you have to not care about the time crunch, and that's the problem. Like, if there's a time crunch, you care about the time frame, so there is separation. And your limiting belief is right there. You have labeled the third party as a long term. So you have labeled that 3P as something important in your SP's life and in your life too. So because that third party, that long term label, has a very heavy emotional charge for you. I never managed to manifest him for 2 years. So you already have a belief that, well, if I haven't manifested him for 2 years, how the fuck am I gonna manifest him in 10 days? There's just no fucking way. You see how that the last sentences are your real belief, and so that's the movie that's gonna play. That's the movie that's gonna play because you have a big emotional charge towards the third party. You have labeled her as someone important in your SP's life, and you have diminished your role into someone who's not important in your SP's life. So when you really come to think of it, and you really start to acknowledge like how you see yourself in your specific person's life, I am down here, she's up here. SP has someone super important to him in long term. That's why you label her long term. That's why you even mentioned the word long term, because it's important. And she has that role. She is important in SP's life, and I am down here, someone who he has shown I am not important. So if I haven't managed to manifest him in 2 years, there's no way for me, even though it's my birthday and I find my birthday special, that he's gonna think that I'm special or that my birthday's special because he has someone that's more important to him, which is this third party who has been long term with him. So there's just no way, even though if I can lie to myself and tell myself that I already have my SP, I really don't believe that I can have my SP. So how do you even flip that? How do you even change that? You start to work on yourself. What makes me special? And why am I putting this third party on a pedestal? Why am I making that third party so much more than I am? So much more special. What is special? Why am I making this person so special? What is so good about this person that my SP would choose them over? Why am I choosing to watch that kind of movie? And why am I putting her in that role? And what kind of role am I putting myself in? Well, I'm really not that great at this. I'm really not that amazing, and I'm really not that good at this. Or there's parents involved and the parents love her more and they would never love me. So see, like at that point you're gonna start finding all the reasons why you make her that special and you're giving her that role. So at that point, if you do not change how you view yourself, how your identity is, and you how you see yourself through your SP's eyes or whoever's eyes that has to be involved in this relationship, if you don't change that, nothing's going to change for you, because you have assigned her that role. So she's just fulfilling that role for you in your movie. You're making her, you're giving her that character, you're giving her that role. She has to do that. It's not her fault. And your SP also has to accomplish the role you're giving him. Well, third party is very special for him because everybody loves third party in his family. Everybody loves third party. Everybody wants them married together, and they're just like the perfect couple together. And I'm just not that special for him. And then his family hates me. So when you're doing that, you're making that movie exactly how it's showing up for you. Why are you expecting to see anything different? And so that is why time crunches when you're like that are not going to work, when your identity is not in alignment to that. If I don't feel special, if I don't feel good enough, if I don't feel like I'm the love of this person's life, if I don't feel like I am everything to this person and diminish the role of the third party, like the third party, you know what? The third party doesn't even like SP. The third party, actually, you know what? They're in love with someone else. And that third party ended up realizing that they don't even want to be with my SP. Like, actually, the more time they spend together, the more they realize that they're not meant for each other. And they realize that they want something different. SP wants someone like me because I am the love of his life, and she wants someone else. Then you're assigning a different role. Then that movie has to play different. I wouldn't be hyper focused on the third party if she was random, but it's having such an emotional charge because he left me for her, and it hurts, honestly. But you gave her that role, and you continue to give her that important role. She's becoming the main character of your movie, and you're a background character. That's what you're that's what you're aligning to. Like that's your movie. You have made her into someone so important, and you have given her the main character role while you're in the background. You're just a secondary side character who had to get hurt. And until you don't change that about yourself, until you don't put yourself in the main character role, nothing's going to change for you. And it's not going to happen I'm sorry, but it's not going to happen in 10 days. It's not just going to happen in 10 days. That takes daily work, daily mindset work, daily emotional work, where I am becoming the main character of my life, where I am no longer seeing her as someone who's trying to hurt me, because she's not, where I'm no longer seeing my SP as a villain, and I'm just observing things now and thinking, well, they happen for a reason. They happen because maybe at that point my self-concept wasn't where it needed to be, and I made myself a secondary character rather than the main character. And I wasn't feeling like the main character. So maybe that's why all of these things happen, to make me become the main character, to make me love myself more, and to make me realize I deserve the fucking best. I don't deserve breadcrumbs. I don't deserve little things. I don't deserve obsessing over someone. I deserve being obsessed over. I deserve being pursued. And when you start to think that way, then the whole world starts to act like that. But not when everybody else is above you, where everybody else is the main character but you. We're the ones that label all the characters in our life. We are the ones who give them the roles in the movies that we're watching right now. Whatever we're watching right now, whatever we're experiencing in the 3D, we have given them those roles in one way or another. That's why we should watch and observe without judgment. And it's hard sometimes because we think that people are doing stuff to hurt us. But in reality, we're just hurting ourselves because we gave them those roles. We gave RSPs the roles of a villain. We gave the third parties roles of the main character, and we put ourselves in a victim character, like, oh, this person did it to hurt me, and like that's why blah 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 blah. And that's who I am now. Like, I'm just someone who's hurt and someone who they hurt, and like they just don't care about me. They just don't care about how I'm feeling. So this is just how it is, and like life is just very unfair. So like that's the movie we see. That's the movie we see. So the question becomes is what movie, okay, what we're seeing right now, the movie that we're seeing right now in our 3D. If you check and if you analyze your current thoughts or what you're feeling, thinking, and all of that, you're going to notice that the movie that's playing right now is exactly how you've been feeling and thinking for a long time. And in order to change that, we have to change our feelings and thoughts. We have to change our focus to create a different movie. Do you guys have any other questions? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, boy. Do you guys have any other questions? You can do it. You just change the movie. You can get that specific person, but you change the movie. Really, really spend time with yourself and start thinking, like, why am I constantly thinking about this person? Well, he's a villain. He left me for this. Like, I see him as a person who left me for someone else. Then that's the character he has to play. Well, third party's more special than me, and he left her because she's more of this, and I'm not like that. And she gives him what I can't give him, and that's why he left me for her. All of those things matter because that is why they're playing those characters in your movie. So in order for you to change that, you need to change the script, and you need to change what their characters are. So you can definitely manifest your specific person. You could do it quickly if you change the movie quickly and you only focus on the new movie. There really shouldn't, I'm telling you, there would probably be no delays if we stop focusing on the delay aspect of things and we just change the movie to what we want to see. But we unfortunately, like even I do that, like we tend to focus on the time frame, and we're like, oh, how long should this take? Like it should take them this long to like split up and for him to contact me. When you start thinking of those scenarios, then you no longer allow the quantum field to like work faster. And if you want the quantum field to work faster, you need to just focus on the end. Like I'm already with this person, period. I'm already with this person, period. I'm already with this person, period. And when you do that, then the quantum field finds easier ways to get you to that point where you're gonna be like, whoa, what the heck just happened? Like all out of a sudden, like they're no longer together, and he's like calling me right away, and he's talking to me, and like all of these things are happening really fast. But it's not that they're happening really fast, it's just that all of that thing, you weren't focused on the you weren't focused on the time frame, and you weren't focused on the lag. So the quantum field had enough time to work on stuff that would make it happen faster, where that, because that movie already exists somewhere and it's already made somewhere. So the quantum field just has to go through the library of all of these realities that exist and move you into that one where it already happened. So the lag happens when we're trying to figure out how it's going to happen, when we're trying to figure out the when. If we can remove all of that, trust me, we would manifest so quickly. But we're humans, so we tend to focus on the time frame, we tend to focus on the how, and we want to fix things ourselves, which we can't. So you can have it, you just need to stop focusing on you need to stop focusing on all the problems and all the reasons why you cannot have it, and just trust that you can, period, and that there's already a reality out there with you and him together having a great relationship. But if you're going to start to figure out all the things you need to fix and all the things you need to forgive, and figure out all the things that need to happen for him to lead this person because they're long term and all of that, then it's going to take you forever to manifest this person, because now you're adding all those extra steps for the quantum field that is going to need to work on, and removing all of these these things that you keep putting on there. I hope that made sense. I gotta get going, guys. I have to go eat with my peoples. Take care. I love you guys. Bye.